Welcome to Happy Painting. I'm Carol. This is my buddy Squirt. We keep inviting him back, you know. He hasn't entertained us yet. Is today the day? I don't know. He's pretty feisty today. So we have a landscape today. This is a 16 by 20 pre-stretched canvas. I have primed it ahead of time with a gesso. That's a water-based paint, and I did that the day before to let it dry. I just took a sea sponge. I have gray gesso and black gesso. I took a sea sponge and I just dabbed on some gray. I put in a few little gray trees with my brush, and then I took the sea sponge and I dipped it in black gesso and I dabbed on a little black. That's going to give us a head start on this landscape. And once you learn to use gesso, you can imagine 100 ways you could do this and really have a nice effect. So here we go. I let that gesso dry, and now I've covered the canvas with a thin coat of liquid clear. So this canvas is wet right now. We'll put in the sky first. That's easy, right, Squirt? We always start in the sky. We always start with what's farthest away from us and then kind of slowly come forward. So everything that's far away from us is usually lighter, and things get darker as they get near us. I just dabbed my brush in some Indian yellow, and I'm wiping it off because Indian yellow, wow, it's a real bright color. But this picture, don't get too upset yet. This picture is going to be all golden tones, so that's where we're going. We're going to all golden tones. So, you know, there's no blue sky in here today. Whoa, look out for that. That's what happens when you don't wipe your brush before you bring it up. You get these big surprises. We'll leave that there and just push it around a little. Alright, get ourselves a nice yellow glow there. Let's move up farther in the sky. I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre. And I'll wipe that brush off too. And we're going to put some of that in the sky. Just a slightly different... Oh, there goes Squirt, back of the canvas. Squirt, I never know what you're doing back there. You know, it always causes me a little concern. And besides, Squirt, if you're back there, you can't get a peanut. You better come... There you go. See, if you stay up front, you might get a peanut. I'm just spreading this yellow all over the place. You know, the whole canvas, it's going to turn out this color. Let's see. We're into yellow ochre. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of alizarin crimson on my brush. Drag my brush to the yellow ochre. And let's put that up here, too. Well, Squirt, what'd I tell you? Come here. You want your peanut now? Is that what it is? Does it have to be right now? All right, right now. Uh-oh. That was an unhappy accident. Drop that peanut. Here, you can have another one. Don't drop it. Be a good boy. Okay. So, alizarin crimson and yellow ochre, and that's going around the top of the sky. So we start with a light horizon and we get kind of darker as we move up. And I guess I better do that down here. This is going to be water. I guess we better do that down here too. So we're covering the whole canvas with paint. I like that. Get that done right away. Wet on wet. We're just going to add layers of paint on layers of paint as we get going. Now, you know I like my corners a little darker. Make sure I got a little paint on the corners. Don't want to miss any of that. And, gee, I think we could afford just a little more color on there. Why don't we pick up some dark sienna? It's sort of a light brown. And take the dark sienna, run it through the alizarin and the yellow ochre. Now we're kind of all together. Let's see what that looks like. Didn't change things too much, but we'll put a little of that there. Okay. And look for those brush strokes. Softly blend. Call it done. I guess it's done. Excuse me, Squirt. I didn't mean to bump into you. Okay. Gee, I'm looking for a nice yellow glow here. Before I go any farther, let me make sure I got it there. That's going to be important to me later. Yes, sirree. Important to me later. Okay, now I definitely better get out of there. So let's put a little light spot in our sky. You know, that little sun thing we're going to do. And... oh, I'm going to use another 2-inch brush. This is a clean 2-inch brush. I can get cover a lot more territory a whole lot faster. I'm going to put a little bit of titanium white on this brush and just decide where it's going to be the light spot in my picture, somewhere right here. Decide. And then just spread that white around. Now, yellow ochre and Indian yellow are translucent colors. You can see right through them. But titanium white is an opaque color, so wherever I put this, I might start to cover up those little background trees I painted in, but that's okay with me. That just makes them look like they live farther away, which is where we wanted them to live anyway. Okay, that's a nice little light spot. That's a nice little light spot. Okay. Now, as long as we got this brush and we got titanium white on it, I'm going to put a little more titanium white on it. I might as well pull down in my water right now, right here under the light spot, because I know I'm going to do it. I'll do it right now. Right there, there. You know our little water pull downs that we do to make our reflection? Just a little titanium white on the brush, because I keep going back for more because I didn't have enough. Okay, that's our water. Now what we need to do is give that a nice horizontal brush. Make a reflection out of that. Nice and flat. Water's always flat. We want it to look flat. So we got a head start on that. Now let's look at some background trees. Look at all the work's practically done. All that little background mystery's done. We're just going to put a little, maybe we'll put a little tree here and a little tree there and move forward. I'm thinking, I think I'll use my filbert brush today. And some Van Dyke Brown and Dark Sienna together, I think. And I'm going to drop in one fairly significant tree here. You just press a little harder on the brush when you get to the bottom of the canvas. Okay? And you watch out for your bird. He lives over there. Yeah, I know. I know you live over there. There's one. I gotta have another one. You know me. I have to, one's not enough. One's never enough. Now, it's like an M&M. Okay. There's two trees. We're going to put twiggies on those. But what's going to happen over here? Maybe I'll put one over here too. We'll get them all done at once. Let's see. There might be one over here too. Oh, how easy this is. Just drop it in. Wherever it goes, it goes. Wherever it lives, it lives. Oh, they look pretty good. I'm going to put some twigs on them. And a nice script liner. Your best friend is a new script liner. But if you take care of it, and you keep it nice and oiled, it should stay nice for a long, long time. I hope. Because I go through script liners like potato chips, you know, I'll tell you that. Because a good liner brush is wonderful, and a bad liner brush is perfectly awful. So if they're not behaving, I just put that one down and go for another one. I don't even stop and argue with them. I'm going to put some little twiggy branches on these trees. You've seen me do that before. Right in front of all that, what's happening in the background. Now what's happening in the background now is just kind of far away stuff. Just kind of far away happening things. And little branches on the trees. And however you put them in is going to be just fine. I'll just see. It's a wonderful thing about painting. However you do it is the right way. Because nobody really knows, unless of course we tell them that things didn't go well. No one knows. They think, right, Squirt? Excuse me, you're not going to like that. It's not going to taste good. Oh no, see, you didn't like it, did you? Well, I tried to tell you. But, okay, I better quit, right? Okay. Maybe we'll put, we got to put some of those guys over in this little tree over here. When I'm doing my little twiggies, I load my liner brush very carefully. Get a nice little point on it. I always start at the bottom of the twig, work my way out, and I dance and I jiggle and I shake. Shaky hands are your best friend when you're making twiggies. And on every little branch, you just stop and put a couple of little extra hits. And sometimes branches should cross over each other. Look, that branch just crossed over the tree. Cross over the last branch. That helps a lot. Okay, well, I'm really getting carried away with that. Took enough time on that one. Okay, so I've got trees and I've got twigs on my trees. A little piece of land coming in. I'd say that was next. And I think I'll use my little 1-inch brush. First I'm going to come into some dark. I would say dark sienna. Oh, maybe put a little bit of alizarin in it. Something dark. Oh, there goes Squirt. He's gone behind there now. Might put a little Van Dyke brown in it. And just tap in. I'm thinking little land. I'm thinking land. It might live here, might live here, might live there. And it might live here. Oh, we gotta make this look like little bushes, so let's load that brush so we can do that. Give this brush a little upward push here and get things looking real bushy. Oh, that's good, that works. And mystery, I love the mystery of this painting, so let me just pull this color right in there and let's keep ourselves guessing as to what's what. Convenient. Right, Squirt? Okay. Oh, there's a little landfall. There's little bushes. And everything that's going on in the back now is mystery. A mystery. Well, I know I'm going to come forward here. Let's just bring a little bit of these browns forward. Right here, I know I'm going to come forward. Maybe a little lower right there, because that's my landfall. That's my landfall. So, now, let's work on reflections in the water. I know they're going to come. So, first I'll use my liner brush. Let's use some of the thin down paint we were putting our tree in with, and just imagine that there's a tree down there too. And imagine that it has a few branches. Now, when I put trees and such down in the water, you know, I call this loosey-goosey. This does not have to be perfect at all. You just kind of throw them in there, lickety-split. Makes no difference. See? So just throw in a few make-believe trees down there where you see them. Not being too careful, that's for sure. A few of these guys. Nothing too fussy about that. Oh, maybe this little guy. That's a little black gesso tree, but look how good he looks now. That little tree looks like we worked on it for half an hour. Because I never worked on any tree for a half an hour. I bet you do. Oh well. If you're working on something and you stayed on it too long, go move to another part of the canvas and pick up something else for a while. Then go back, because sometimes we get actually stuck. You know, we get stuck on one thing and then we don't see the whole anymore. We just see that one thing. And if it's not going right, then we become very negative. Don't see anything at all. Oh, look at all that stuff in the water. Oh. Reflections are easy. You don't have to be fussy at all. I want to bring some of that dark land color down. Let's see, what's dirty? This brush might be dirty enough. I'll grab some of that land color, pull straight down. And we already got our light spot established in there, so we'll call this water over here too. Pull straight down. And horizontal pull to make water. Easy, easy though. Easy, easy. Especially in the middle. Easy in the middle. I'm going to wipe my brush. Make sure it didn't pick up too much pollution there. Easy in the middle. Easy in the middle. And we'll give the sides a little push. Oh, that really, look at that. Instant reflections. Greatest little trick in the book. Okay. Well, that's looking good. I think I'm going to put a few little rocks in here. Rocks. I'm going to use my filbert brush. So I hope you guys have been painting. I bet somebody started to painting. I get lots of letters. Oh, you got to write to me. If you send me a stamped, self-addressed envelope, I'll send you the directions to this painting. You can try it at home. And a materials list. And this is painting number 31. Gotta remember that when you ask me, so I'll know which ones you want. I'm going to throw in a few little bitty rocks. I took my filbert brush and I loaded it. I've got Van Dyke brown on both sides. And then I just touched it in a little bit of lighter color, which is titanium white with a little sienna in it. And these are my little rocks. I just throw them in there. I never like my rocks when I first make them, but they grow on you. They grow. When you're doing rocks, make sure you do some big ones and some little ones. Don't make them all big ones or all whatever. Oh, let's see. Maybe we can make a big one over here. A few little ones in front of it. Better load my brush nicer than that. Yeah. You know, a neat brush is a wonderful thing. If your brush is neat, you load your brush neat, not like this is. This one's kind of hunky. Well, you get farther, I think. Put a few more dark ones over here. Maybe put a few dark ones over here. Okay, I'm not sure I like this guy, but we'll leave him there for now. So I'm not going to go back and fuss with him now. So might fuss with him later. A little bit of a waterline under here. That's what I'm thinking next. I've got some liquid white and I put a little bit of yellow ochre in it. And I flattened it out on my palette just like frosting. And I'm just going to put a little ribbon of paint on my knife. Put the paint on the bottom and go for one of those little spots between the rocks. And just scrape. And that's it. That's all there is to that. I do have to reload my brush and go for another little spot. Maybe this little spot between the rocks right here. You scrape right where the land meets the water. And I'll just go for some of these little back spots first. Now I need a waterline under all those rocks. That's when the rocks start looking better. Because I cut them in half with a knife. Flatten out the bottom of the rock. This is our chance to flatten out the bottom of the rock. And just a little bit of scraping. I have like hardly any paint at all on this knife. And I'll come and I'll just scrape a little bit into the canvas. We'll give those rocks a rockectomy right there. Flatten out their bottoms. They look much better now. Let's see. There's these big guys. We'll cut them right in half. And then there's these darker guys. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So you write me and I'll send you the directions to this painting. Painting 31. Right. And you can be painting happily at home without aggravation of the little squirt bird. Say squirt. A few more ripples in the water. That's nice. Now your water, remember water's always nice and flat, and these water lines you put in there are nice on the flat, on the level. Don't go rolling down hills and such. Flat, flat, flat. Flat. Let's see what happens if I do that over here. Flat, 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 flat. Right, Squirt? Squirt says, oh. Squirt talks like the dickens. I know I told you that. Nobody believes me. But he comes to my classes and never shuts up. I have students say, oh, it's worth the price of the class just to listen to your bird for 3 hours. Yeah, Squirt, we're going to put you on the road. We just get you to talk on cue. Okay, ripples in the water. We got nice reflections, ripples in the water. It's like a really golden day. You know, this picture looks, at any stage I could stop and say, this looks good, you know. Well, let's do a little more fitzing around. I'm going to take a small fan brush. I think I'll play with the bushes a little bit. I'm going to take a small fan brush. I'm going to run it through some, I got some lavender. I made lavender with phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. More alizarin than blue. And I added a little white to it. And I have a small fan. And I think I'll do a little, you know, a little uppy bushy here. I just take the corner of the, I touch the canvas with the corner of the fan, I push up. And that makes the top of my little bush. And we'll bring that little bush kind of trailing down to the water here and there. Oh, that's cute. We'll do that again. We'll do that over here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Dangerous though, dangerous. I'm just tapping the canvas, pushing up on the brush, making that fluffy little top happen, and then I have to kind of dance it in to the color and make it look like it really lives there. Oops, there's a lot of color. I didn't plan on that coming. But it's here, we'll work with it. And whatever happens, just pretend to yourself, oh good, I wanted that to happen. I'm going to tap out the bottom of these bushes a little, soften it up at the base. Okay, we're looking good. Now, I can see some of this little lavender business back here. I don't want to get too bright back here. This is my dark corner. It's also, oh my God, Squirt's side of the Squirt's side of the canvas, and you know how scary that is. So let me just bang a little of that in there, and then I'm going to take my dirty brush again and tap in the bottom. Just add a little interest to those bushes. And lavender. Lavender's a good complementary color for what we got on here already. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, I'm just see a lot of twiggy work we could do in here, and we're going to do it with lavender. So let's thin down some of this lavender. Okay. So I'm thinning down some of my lavender with odorless thinner. Maybe a little painting medium too. And we'll brush nice and neat. And right out of those bushes could come little bitty happy little twiggies. Live out of those bushes. Happy little lavender twiggies. Oh, I like that. Oh, this is looking good. You know, the simpler the picture, the better, more effective you're in the end. You know, you don't have to add 100,000 things. You could be just a few little things. So, as they say, keep it simple. Simple's good. Well, this is a big one. Not so simple. Well, better give them a few little extra things. Ooh, he's a big one. Because you start talking to yourself sooner or later. Everybody does, so don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. When you stop painting, you start talking to yourself. Okay, somebody better stop me. I'll do this forever. That's what we got to teach Squirt, right? We got to teach Squirt to say, okay, that's enough. Stop that now. I just want to do one more thing to this picture. That's really a nice, simple, effective picture. Let me thin down some. Actually, it's a little bit of black and a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Oh, what the hey! I'll put a little lavender in it too. It's dark. Just whatever colors you've already used. I'll get my liner brush. I'm gonna put a couple of birds in there. That's all. Uh-oh. Here we go. This is my little M bird. It's the only one I can make that fast, and there's my bird who always picks on me. I just take my hand, I like brace it on the side of the canvas, And now I have a little resting place for my painting hand. When you're doing detail, this is handy when you're doing detail. Let's see, let's make one big one. One of them should be bigger than the other. Pay no attention to that bird behind the canvas. Pay no attention to that bird. Well, we'll give this guy a tail and a head and everything. Well, that was fun. He's a big one. So I guess maybe we should make this guy a little bigger too. Oh, that's good. Oh, we'll give him a whole body thing too. Oh, okay, got 2 of those and 1 little one. Oh, I'm on a roll. I got 3. I could go for 5. Let me put 2 more little ones. Squirt, stop it. Stop it. Oh, he's such a bad bird. Okay, that's 5. Did you enjoy that paper towel? I see. Little tip with your liner brush. Every time you use your liner brush, when you're done with it, give it a little rinse out in your odorless thinner and wipe it before you put it aside. Because these brushes can dry pretty fast, and if the paint dries on them, oh boy, do they behave badly then. So I give it a little wipe every time And this is oil-based paint. You know, I try to wait till I'm done with the whole picture before I wash my brushes, except for this little bitty liner brush. Got to take care of that one. This is an easy picture. You can do it. Look, half the work was done ahead of time with the gesso. And you're going to think of a lot of things you can do with gesso too once you start using it. I mean, I think all the time. You could lay out a whole picture in gesso before you even put color on it. So we're gonna be doing some work with this black gesso and gray gesso in the next few weeks. I'm going to show you a few variations on how to use it. Lovely, lovely effect. So there's a nice golden pond landscape. You like that, Squirt? Oh, he's so busy. He's so happy with the paper towel. Well, I'm going to say goodbye right now, and we're going to be back. We're going to do more of this work, so don't miss. This is happy painting. And I want you to stop painting, and I want you to have a good time. So, bye-bye for now.